Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson with the latest from Denver 7. This morning, continued support is pouring in across our state for the Colorado State Trooper hit and killed responding to a crash this weekend. Trooper William Medane was a 12-year veteran of the force.
Investigators are releasing more information about what happened moments before he was killed. Denver 7's Micah Smith explains what we're learning about the crash he was responding to.
Community members have been showing their appreciation for Trooper Medane by leaving cards, flowers, and other items on his patrol car located right outside of his office here on US 85 in Commerce City. Here's what we know about what happened. Trooper Medane was working a rollover crash involving a woman and 18-month-old child who were both ejected from their car. Investigators say the woman may have been under the influence of alcohol. The baby was airlifted to a hospital, and at last check, the woman was in critical condition. Another driver hit Medane while he was helping with that crash. Trooper Medane was also airlifted to a hospital where he later died. This trooper is the second trooper who has died on the side of the road within the past few months. And even though Colorado has a move-over law requiring drivers to move over at least one lane when they see emergency vehicles, lawmakers say more may need to be done.
There are multiple lives that are going to never be the same because of accidents like this. And I wish just writing a law would solve these problems. But unfortunately, it doesn't.
State investigators have not released any additional information regarding the driver who hit Trooper Medane. They did say the driver remained at the scene and they are not looking for any other suspects. We'll be following up with investigators to see if that driver will be charged. Reporting in Commerce City, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
One person has been killed. Another victim is recovering in the hospital after an overnight shooting in Lakewood. It happened just north of West Colfax around midnight. Police took two suspects into custody after they crashed their car near Sloan's Lake as officers were chasing them. Right now, officers are not saying what led up to the shooting.
Amazingly, no one was seriously injured after this pickup truck crashed into a concrete barrier in Denver and then immediately burst into flames. Happened around 9:30 last night along 6th Avenue and Federal. Traffic was backed up for a while, but then started moving again once those flames were out. Right now, there's no word on what caused that truck to crash.
Monday begins the first of two hearings for the Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission. The commission will be looking at how to handle the newly passed oil and gas law. The law makes two big changes. One, it gives local communities more control over regulations, and two, it puts a bigger emphasis on public health and safety.
Right now, a family in Thornton is wanting help from the community to find a therapy dog who escaped after a crash on E470 near Pena Boulevard. Family members say Kenton Shemke is in an induced coma after Wednesday's crash. This Australian Shepherd was in the victim's SUV when it happened.
They don't go anywhere without each other, except for Ken goes to work. When Ken goes to work, Dave is at the door just depressed until his dad gets home. When Dad gets home, he is like he hasn't seen him in 10 years. He just goes crazy.
Kenton is now fighting for his life as he continues to recover in the hospital. If you see his dog here, contact the family. We have phone numbers listed in our web story on thedenverchannel.com.
Next March, a new law starts in Colorado that will defelonize possession of small amounts of drugs, including heroin and cocaine. Governor Jared Polis signed the law 3 weeks ago. The law will make possession a misdemeanor instead of a felony. ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett says there are several reasons for cities and states to make this kind of change.
Cost is one, a different use of the police is one, redirecting them to work on something other than maybe parts of their shift, picking up people for simple drug possession.
Garrett says arresting, interviewing, and booking one person for drug possession can take up to 3, 4, even 5 hours of a police officer's shift.
The area around Bronco Stadium could soon look a lot different. Today, the city of Denver is talking about the stadium district's master plan. It would get rid of some of the parking for new condos, restaurants, and shops to go there. Denver 7's Nicole Brady has more.
Denver City Council has had 2 previous meetings on the master plan, and they also surveyed community members about what they want to see built here. As you mentioned, the master plan calls for mixed-use development, shops, restaurants, condos, even park space to create the feel of a neighborhood around the stadium. Transit would also be a big part of this. 29% of survey respondents said they want more walking, biking, and transit options around Mile High. That was more than any other category in the survey. This development will fill in the area on the south side of the the stadium that's currently used for parking on game days and for big events. But the rest of the time, it's really mostly just vacant land. Not much to look at right now, and so some of this parking would be replaced with this redevelopment. The City Council plans to talk about this tonight at their regular meeting at 5:30. You can sign up to speak at that meeting. Nicole Brady, Denver 7.
Also Tuesday, there will be a public tribute to celebrate the life of Pat Bowlen. The Broncos organization and Bowlen families will host it, and they're inviting all fans to attend. It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Bronco Stadium at Mile High in the club level's West Lounge. So people are being asked to park in lot C or J and enter through gate 2.
Here on Denver 7, we often show you videos of people stealing packages off porches so we can add them to our Porch Pirate Hall of Shame. But this new entry isn't about packages. It was recorded on Saturday and shows two guys stealing two wooden bear statues off a porch in Lakewood. Katie McClune said one of the bears belonged to her mom, so it holds huge sentimental value.
There were tears, yes. There were definitely tears. Because like I said, it's my mom's bear, and we don't have my mom, and so the sentimental things sort of have extra meaning to us now.
So if you can help identify these porch pirates, call Lakewood Police. McClune says she and her husband aren't looking for justice. They just want their bears back.
For decades, it helped turn a Colorado neighborhood into a more beautiful place.
Now a plant nursery is closing its doors so it can be turned into something else. Ground Cover's Greenhouse near the University of Denver recently sold its property to the city with plans to build a new park with the space. It's part of a goal put in place by Mayor Michael Hancock's administration to put all Denver residents within a 10-minute walk of a park or open space.
We've been helping people make the neighborhood pretty for years, and we wanted to make sure we left it pretty.
It's still unknown what the exact plans are for the park.
For most of us in Colorado, a quick day trip usually means driving into the mountains. But next time, you might want to head the opposite direction. Denver 7 reporter Eric Lufer joins us to look at a hidden gem in eastern Colorado.
If you've been downtown lately on the 16th Street Mall, you may have seen this ad on the side of one of the mall buses. It reads, "Outlaws Welcome, Old Town Museum, Burlington, Colorado." The small town is east of Denver. I went to check it out, and this is a Colorado treasure.
Most people are absolutely astounded. They have no idea that there's so many things in here to see.
It sits only a few hundred feet off Interstate 70, a little more than 2 hours east of Denver.
We constructed this thing originally with one purpose in mind, and that was to preserve our history. It became so popular, people were pulling off the highway, off the interstate, and coming over to see what was going on, and we decided, well, we'll fence it off and start charging admission, and that's how we got to where we were today.
Former Burlington Mayor Raul Hudler was here back in 1986 when this plot of history was first built in the town he loves so much.
People here are wonderful, they're friendly, they're progressive.
Burlington's Old Town Museum pays homage to the turn-of-the-century ranchers and farmers that made Colorado the agricultural state that it is today. It's 6.5 acres with 21 buildings to tour and more than 50,000 artifacts donated by local families.
We're blessed to have tourist attractions like Old Town Museum.
One of the first exhibits you'll see, Heritage Hall, which highlights cars, tractors, and wagons of the turn of the century.
You walk through each building and it looks as though the shopkeepers and period folks just stepped out of their buildings and you're coming in right behind them. So it really is an experience.
A one-of-a-kind experience in a one-of-a-kind Colorado town.
You know, it's a great, great rural community. It truly is.
In Burlington.
It's hard not to imagine living someplace else.
I'm Eric Lufer, Denver 7.
Quite the time capsule there. The Old Town Museum hosts can-can shows and gunfights at high noon every Saturday through Labor Day. You can also get tickets for a Wild West dinner theater show. Katie LaSalle has a look at more storms today.
Yes, good Monday morning to you. We are going to be seeing more afternoon storms and showers across the metro area. We're off to a mostly cloudy start, overcast skies here in Denver. And your headlines for today, cooler, wetter, and just overall unsettled all across the state. As our next weather disturbance moves through, it'll bring us some strong thunderstorm activity, scattered showers through this afternoon and evening. And with these, especially over northeastern Colorado, could be seeing some moderate-sized hail, even very damaging winds, and up and down the I-25 corridor as well. We will continue continue to see that risk today into tomorrow. So here's what it looks like as we go throughout the afternoon. 12 o'clock, that moisture will move into the mountains, into the foothills and high country. Some scattered showers and isolated storms first. By 2 o'clock here in downtown Denver, we are expecting a few scattered storms to rumble through, move across the plains by 5. Up and down I-25 through late tonight into early tomorrow morning as well. A few of those storms will develop once again in the evening hours, and then early tomorrow morning will dry back out with temperatures in the low 50s for our overnight lows. Daytime highs tomorrow will also be a little bit cooler in the low 70s, but not as widespread activity for tomorrow. But still a few storms possible, a high of 74 degrees, 82 on Wednesday, and then it's going to stay pretty warm and dry for the rest of the week. Thursday and Friday, we're back to the mid to upper 80s with another round of late day thunderstorms expected by the weekend.
Thank you, Katie, and thank you for watching this Denver 7 Now update.
Check back here later today for another update and download the free Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. Have a great day.